Hey Simmers, welcome back to Sims 101, your crash course for The Sims 4. This is the third video in our series, and today we're diving deep into build mode in The Sims 4. We're going to cover all the different controls and much more. So grab a cuppa, fire up The Sims 4, and let's get simming. So let's hop into the game and continue from where we left off last time after creating a household together and putting them on our empty lot in Willow Creek. So let's start with the basics of build mode. Right now, we are in Manage Worlds. Now you'll notice that some lots have a plumb bob hovering over them. A gray plumb bob means that a pre-made townie household lives there, while a green one indicates your played households. If you're starting this save from scratch, then you should only have one green plumb bob or one green household showing on the map. Click the lot where you placed your sim from the last video, and then click this button right here. That is the button with the hammer and wrench to enter build mode. If you look down here on the lower left corner, you'll see a specific amount of money being displayed. Because I have a large household, I've got a bit more money than what you'll probably see in your game, but it's okay. In The Sims 4, this currency here is called simoleons. This is your budget for building your home. Nearly everything that you buy in build mode will cost simoleons, so you won't be able to build a huge house or add a lot of decorations right away. This is where people start using cheats like Motherload, Kaching, or Rosebud to boost their household funds, but we will not be doing that today. Now, there is a way to build with an unlimited amount of simoleons. If we go back to Manage Worlds, you can click on a lot that has no household living there. You can spot these because they won't have anything above them whatsoever. So this right here is the empty lot. So if you click on that and you go into build mode in one of these lots, you'll notice that there's an infinity symbol down the lower left corner where the simoleons would normally be. This signifies that you're in infinite or free build mode. This means you can build whatever you want without worrying about the cost. A really neat bonus of this mode is that it's always summer. If you have the Seasons pack, you'll experience weather like snow, blizzards, rain, and thunderstorms in the game. Building in winter can be tricky as trees and flowers will be dormant and the ground will be covered in snow, so free build mode helps to avoid this. However, let's go back to Manage Worlds, because I want to show you a third way to enter build mode while playing with the household. If we go back to the household we created earlier, and we click the big play button here on the lower right corner, and if you look up here on the upper right corner of your screen, you will see this tool button here. This is also build mode, and if you click on this, it takes you again straight into build mode. The difference between going into build mode directly from Manage Worlds and going into build mode from live mode, like we did here, is from Manage Worlds does not show your Sims. This way it does show your Sims, and this will give you the opportunity to toggle between live mode and build mode so that you can test your builds out as you go. From here, if you want to return to gameplay, you just click this button here that has the image of two people, and that is live mode. So let's walk through everything on the screen to get you familiar with the UI. We're going to start in the left corner here on the top, and this is your venue or lot info panel. Let me just move my camera so that we can see it a little bit better. This panel here allows you to select various things. First, we've got the lot type. This list becomes a lot longer if you own all of the expansion packs. So as you can see, I've got several lot types available. This is a residential lot. Right now, we only have 4 types of residential lots that we can choose from. If I go into a empty lot, I would be able to change the lot type from residential to something else, such as generic or business or park, loads of different options there. But for residential, we only have 4, which is a regular residential, a haunted house, a rental, or a tiny home. So if you select a lot type with specific requirements, such as tiny home, then the requirements will show up here. You can sometimes click these requirements and the game will highlight the matching items for you. For example, if you're building a museum and you click on toilet, all of the toilets that you can use in the museum will pop up down here at the bottom, and you'll be able to choose from that. Just a quick, easy way of navigating through the requirements. You can also just download things from the gallery. So if we click this View Venue Type in Gallery button, it will open up the gallery. And for some reason, I don't know why, but it's defaulting to my library instead of going to the gallery. But anything that is in your library, you'll be able to use. You can also go to the gallery and search by tiny home. If we go to lot type and tiny home residential, you can grab any of these builds that show up and put them on your lot. In this second tab here, the traits panel, this is where you can select lot traits for your home. Now, these are similar to the traits that you assign to your Sims. You can assign 3 different traits by clicking any one of these spots, and each lot trait will have unique effects on your gameplay. So for example, bracing breezes make it a better environment to exercise on that lot. If you have an eco lot, then that will move your eco-friendliness faster than not having it. There's also lot challenges, but you can get to them by clicking on this trophy. These are basically mini gameplay challenges that you can also add to your lot. You can only add 3 traits, but you can add any number of lot challenges that you want. So these include things like creepy crawlies, having burglars visit the lot more often, wild foxes appearing on your lot, which is, I have to admit, this is one of the lot challenges that I absolutely love. There's loads more. The more packs you have, the more you'll have on this list. So this is perfect if you've been playing The Sims for a while and you want to make the game more challenging, or if you're trying to tell a very specific story and want the gameplay to match. Or if you're like me and you just like seeing foxes. Right here is a text area that will allow you to change the name of your lot. So if we click this, you can literally name it anything that you want. This name will appear on the map overview that you see in Manage Worlds, and it will also be shown on the listing if you upload it to the gallery. There are a few others, so like if you click the cog here, this shows you your lot rewards. In a tiny home, specific sizes of tiny home have lot perks. So a micro home, for example, will use less energy. A tier 2 tiny home will increase your skills, and a tier 3 small home will give you a perk such as being happy, inspired, and focus buffs will last twice as long. If you've got the businesses and hobbies pack, you will see this small business tab here. And basically what this does is when you have a small business on your lot, you can assign different areas as residential, public, and employees only. Moving on to the bar in the middle. This first icon here is your select tool. This allows you to click and drag items depending on your camera mode, which we'll cover in another episode. Essentially, you can grab something that you've already placed, such as this mailbox, and drag it around and place it wherever you want. Next is the eyedropper tool. What this does is allow you to copy things and duplicate it. So you click the eyedropper tool, you click on an item, and it copies it. That is literally all it does. As I hover over each thing in the UI, you might notice that there is a letter in parentheses. These are your keyboard shortcuts. I'm going to be covering keyboard shortcuts in a future video. You don't really need to worry too much about this right now. If you want to delve into them, feel free to take note of the different keyboard shortcuts that it shows when you hover over things. Otherwise, just wait till the video that will be coming soon. The next tool is your design tool. This will let you change an item's color and swatch. Click on the design tool, click on your item, And you'll see here we can change the swatch of that item. While you can change these things before placing an item by clicking down here, you notice there's lots of swatches here. The designer tool allows you to change the swatch afterwards. So if you place an item in one swatch and you decide, I don't really like that, instead of having to delete the item and going into the item selection here at the bottom and changing the swatch down here, you can just do it up here. It makes life a lot easier for you. Then we've got this sledgehammer tool, which lets you delete unwanted items. Next to the sledgehammer, you'll find these two arrow buttons, which are your undo and your redo. They do exactly what their names suggest. They undo and redo your actions. So let's say if you use the sledgehammer tool to delete something and then you decide you don't want to delete it, take the undo button and it will undo that option. If you decide, I changed my mind again and I actually want to delete that, you click the redo button and it will redo that deletion. Next up is save to library. This is where you can save your lot to the gallery. The gallery, as we went over previously, is an online platform where you can upload your builds and download creations from other players. So if you click the Save to My Library, you can decide to save the entire lot or save a single room. In order to be able to save a room, you have to have that room selected. Don't have any rooms right now, so that button is grayed out. When you save the lot, as you see here, you can do a lot of different things. So you can tick whether the lot contains mods or not. You can say how many beds are available and how many toilets are available in the lot. And then you can also type in a little bit of a description. On the bottom, you'll see two buttons. This one shares the lot to the gallery, and this one saves the lot to your library. Library button here is your personal storage of lots, rooms, and households on your computer. Now, you need to be aware that if you ever uninstall The Sims 4 off of your computer, everything in your library will be lost unless you back it up. And then going here to Save Lot to Gallery button. As we've covered before, this saves your creation to the online gallery that makes it available for other players to download. So exiting out of this, the next button that we have is this button here, which is the Move House position. Let me grab a room real quick, and I'll show you how this works. So we have a room, and if you click this button here, it allows you to reposition. So you can either move the entire house or move the lot. So if you click Move House, just click on the room or the build, and then this arrow here, 4 arrows, T button, and it allows you to move the room wherever you want. If you click these buttons here, these allow you to rotate the room to the left or to the right. Anything connected to this box, when you select it, will move along with the room. So any furniture, doors, windows, etc. will move. If you have a separate structure on the lot, then it will not move with this room. So let's say we've got a second room over here, and we click this one and move it. You'll notice that second room stays where it is and doesn't move. So this is where the move lot comes in handy. So if we select this and we click on this move icon, you'll notice the entire lot and everything on it, including both rooms. If there were trees, those would move. You notice there's a little green square down on the left side that signifies our mailbox. You'll notice that moves as well. So when you move the lot, you need to be careful. If there's anything on the lot and it goes off the edge and you place it and hit confirm, you'll notice the mailbox is now gone. That's because it was off the lot. Now with the mailboxes, you have to have a mailbox on your lot, so the game has just automatically put it over here in this corner. But if we hit Control Z, we can turn everything back to normal. Next up is the bulldoze button. That's this icon that looks a little bit like a bulldozer. If we click on this, this will flatten the terrain or the entire lot. Clicking on it shows two different options. We've got bulldoze lot, and what that will do is wipe the lot completely clean. It will get rid of everything that is on the lot. Trees, buildings, anything and everything. And you will not be able to undo this action. It is final. So only do that if you wanted to get rid of everything. And the second one, the bulldoze terrain, what that does is it completely flattens the ground and basically it turns it to default. So like for example, if I were to change some things about the lot, and let's say we were to make a huge hill here, and we were to click bulldoze terrain, it will get rid of any terrain changes. The next one that we have is the unit outlines, and you may or may not have this residential rental or a businesses and hobbies thing. So if you don't have either one of those packs, you might not see this, but basically this toggles the visibility of unit outlines. So you'll notice here that my rooms here are outlined in pink. If you click that, it toggles off those outlines. We have the change time of day, and this changes the time of day from morning to afternoon, evening, and night. Basically, what that does is it just makes it easier so that you can tell what your build looks like during specific times of day. It doesn't actually change the time of day in live mode. So feel free to click on this as much as you want without having to worry about your Sims starving to death or anything. So this covers all of the controls in the top middle of your screen. So let's move to the top right corner. This is where you can do things such as go to manage worlds, which takes you back to that global world view that we started off with. Click here and you go to live mode. You can click back to go to build mode. Again, like I said, from live mode, you can go to manage worlds. If we go back to the gallery, back to build mode, you can click here to open the gallery. This is also where, again, you can access your local library, which contains all the houses and other creations saved on your computer. Then there's the online gallery. We've gone over the online gallery before. You might recognize this from other videos that I've done as well. I'll link those videos down below in the video description for you. Next to the gallery button is this shopping cart, and if you hover over it, it says packs you may like. If you click on that, in my case, it says that I've seen it all because I own all of the DLCs. I do not like having this button here. It's super annoying. If I've got all the DLCs, why do I have the button? If you don't have all the DLCs and you want to do some shopping, this button takes you to the store. So I'm going to very quickly move this on top of the first box here, so that I can show you the next set of controls. These buttons here take you up to the next floor or down to a lower floor. In The Sims, you can build a maximum of 4 floors above ground and 4 floors below ground, totaling 8 floors in total. These buttons allow you to navigate between those floors. As you can see, this is the basement or underground, and because I don't have a basement, this is as far down as I can go, but I can move back up. Here, this is the walls cutaway view. When all the walls are up, you can see the entire box of your room or your house or whatever. It makes playing the game and furnishing your rooms really difficult. You can click on this to have your walls completely down, or have a cutaway view. So when the walls are in the cutaway view like this, you can rotate your view around the rooms, and you'll notice that the walls go down on that side so that you can basically see what you're doing. You'll notice also that the walls only lower on the floor that you're currently on. Move around, the walls are lowering on this room, but if I move down, then you'll notice that move down on this room as well. So my personal preference is this cutaway view because you can still see the walls and the decorations for the most part. This does, however, depend on your personal playstyle, so feel free to experiment and find out what you like the most. Next to the walls view button, we've got the camera controls. These camera controls allow you to zoom in or out. So if you click on this, you can slide the slider left or right to zoom in or out. If you use your scroll wheel on your mouse, you can also zoom in and out that way, and you'll notice that the slide scale is moving accordingly. Personally, never use this slider, I just use my mouse. And there's buttons here that rotate your view, so you can click here to rotate to the left, click this one to rotate to the right. Hovering over them, you'll notice it gives you the less than and greater than symbols. Using those also rotate the camera to the left and right. When you're in this Sims 4 camera mode, use your right mouse button to also move left and right. Next to the rotate view buttons, we've got the camera buttons. This is your Sims 4 camera. Then we've got free camera mode and the Sims 3 camera. There's also a top-down view, which, as the name suggests, gives you a literal top-down perspective. Now, I'm not going to go through all of the differences between these camera modes in this video. I will do a future video doing an in-depth explanation for all of the camera modes. Keep an eye out for that. The reason why I want to put it in a different video is because there are quite a few differences, and it's going to take a long time to get through them all. I think it's very important to spend time on each camera mode instead of just giving you a general overview. Next to the camera controls, we have the notification wall. This is where all of your in-game notifications appear. This isn't very relevant for building, but you'll definitely need it when you're playing the game. As you're scrolling through these, if you don't want a specific notification to appear anymore, you can click this button here to delete it. If you want to delete everything on the notification wall, you can click this button here to delete it all. Here you'll see the ellipses. Clicking on that will open your options menu, and this is where you can save your game, access your game settings, which are here under game options, and exit the game when you're done playing. You can also access technical support, lessons, release notes, and so on through this menu. I have covered this in detail in a previous video, which I'll link down below for you. So now that we've covered the entire top UI of the game, let's dive into the building part, which is what you see at the bottom of your screen. And we're going to go through this step by step. So first, we've got your search bar. This is where you can search for items in the catalog. So if you type in chair, for example, it gives you a list of different types of chairs, or you can just click your original search term at the top, and it will show you pretty much everything that is a chair or is tagged chair in the build catalog. Now, unfortunately, the Sims item naming and tagging system isn't the best. While the search bar can be helpful if you know or the specific name of an item, 9 out of 10 times if you just search for chair, you won't find every single chair in the game because not all of them are labeled as chair. I recommend, if you want a chair, to go into Objects by Function and click on Comfort, and then go into the individual sections here to find exactly what you're looking for. Below the search bar, you've got your main menu, which gives you access to everything that you need to build in The Sims. So if you click one of the items in this navigation bar here on the left, it will display all of the relevant information to the right. So if we click build here and then doors, it shows you all of the doors. And this is all of the items that you can grab. So we can grab a door, for example, and drag it out onto the build. Over here on the far right, let me move my camera again so you can see a little bit better. This is the filter panel. The filter panel basically allows you to filter by things such as style, color, and packs. It also allows you to filter by things that you've unlocked and custom content. This provides more control over the game's search and sorting functions within the catalog and will be very useful, especially if you have a lot of DLC. Once you've opened build mode, you will typically land in this area here by default. We've got here the styled rooms, and this is where the game offers a variety of pre-built rooms. The more expansion packs you own, the more pre-built rooms you'll have. Almost every pack comes with at least one pre-built room. This is also a great place to explore an entire room from a specific pack, as they often utilize mini items from that pack. You have a few options here. You can either click buy room, and it will literally allow you to place the entire room instantly with all of its items, as long as you have enough money to do so. And this can be super helpful when you're learning to build or you're looking for inspiration. There is something that a lot of people don't know. If you're in a pre-built room and you think, oh, that rug is really cute, then you can click on it and it will give you just the rug. A wall decoration, you can click on just that and it will give you that specific decoration. Anything that you click on in here will allow you to just grab that item. So I'm currently in the all section, but you can navigate to different rooms, so kitchen, bathroom, bedroom, and so on, to find all of the default stylized rooms that the game offers. You can also select walls and empty rooms. This gives you a lot more building controls. I typically go through this UI here of the house. So if you click on here, that takes you to the walls and empty rooms. There are multiple ways of getting to different things in the build mode UI. Some ways are faster than others, and just clicking here to get to each individual area, it's a lot faster. So one final thing that you can do with the styled rooms is save your own. So if you have any rooms from the gallery, you can save them to your library, which is awesome if you want to keep gallery items readily accessible for quick placement. For example, I've got a room here that's got some books in it that one of my Sims wrote, and by clicking on that, I can just drag that room out so that I have those specific books. If you search on the gallery, people have uploaded works of art, paintings that their Sims have done. It's not custom content, but by having your Sim paint different things and uploading it to the gallery, or people doing that, it allows you to have unique in-game items that aren't usually available directly from build. Now I'm going to cover custom content art in a future video. In a nutshell, it's a 10 out of 10 feature if you want quick access to your favorite gallery builds. So now that we've covered stylized rooms, let's walk through the entire menu over here. Everything that you see here is clickable. By clicking on it, it will take you to a different section of the build mode. This section here over on the extreme far left, this is just called build, and this is literally where you can find everything to construct your creations. So you can find walls and empty rooms, roofs, roof patterns, roof sculptures, mandrels, columns, gates, fences, pretty much everything that you need to build a building. Just keep in mind that anything you see here, if it's highlightable, it's clickable. Hovering over it will also tell you what each individual thing leads to. Let's just build an empty room here. So as soon as you've built a room, you can start decorating. So this can be done in one of two ways. You can either go into the objects by room selection, which allows you to click through the same room categories that we saw earlier with the stylized rooms. So you can navigate through kitchen, bathroom, bedroom, living room, dining room, study, kids' room, and outdoors. This picture here is clickable, so you can find all of the things that you see here. So you can click on here for outdoor lights, you can click here for trash cans, you can click here for wall decorations, and so on. If you want more control and want to find things more specifically, you can go through the objects by function, which is right here. And this will open up a menu here, and you'll notice there's nothing clickable here. But if you toggle this, it shows you loads of different function categories. For example, you can go to activities and skills and select here by according to knowledge, creative, recreation, active, outdoor activities, and so on. And this is the area that I use the most often. It's just a lot easier to find the specific things that you're wanting. For example, if I am looking specifically for a computer, I can go to electronics and computers and have a bunch of different computers here to choose from. And this just lets you see clearly the differences between all of the different types of things. The last thing that we have is the household inventory. This is where all the items that belong to your sim are stored that are not directly on the lot itself. Let's say that we had a bed and we no longer want it on our lot. We can put it in the household inventory and it will show up there. This is often where things like career rewards and other items that your sim gets during gameplay will go, so checking it every once in a while is a good idea, as there might be things that you can either place in your house or sell. As you start clicking through these menus, you might notice that there are some more extensive controls. For example, the terrain tools has loads of additional controls, such as paint, eraser, terrain manipulation, and water tools. And if you go into the walls section, you'll find options like half walls, wall trims, and platform trims. The stairs and ladders, you can choose between placing stairs or ladders. Under floors and ceilings, you'll notice that there's options such as floors by tile, floors by room, ceilings by tile, and ceilings by room. Now, these are all things that I will delve into in more detail as we progress through this video series, but for now, just know that certain things have multiple options for certain features in that area. If you have any questions about what we've covered in this video, please leave them in the comment section below, and if you are enjoying this series, please consider subscribing or becoming a paid member if you're already subscribed. Becoming a paid member of the channel is a great way to help support what I do here, and as a paid member, you'll get to see new videos before anyone else. Next time, we're going to be learning all about keyboard shortcuts. I'll see you there.